welcome to our presentation. And our topic today is about teaching grammar through film. And the lesson we choose to teach is grade 10 with unit 1, family life. And the grammar point is the present simple and the present continuous. Okay, so let's look at the table of contents so that you will know what will be included in our presentation. First, we will talk about introduction. So in this section, we will give some general information about the presentation. The next parts are about the reason why we choose this activity. And the next one are the objectives of the lesson. Then we will come to the background information, and last but not least is the steps to conduct the activity. Okay, so let's start with the first part. Okay, so I will give you some general information about the presentation. About the video activity, we choose to teach grammar. And about the short, we choose English textbook 10 in the new curriculum with unit 1, family life. And the grammar point is the present simple and the present continuous. About the video, we choose the scenes from very famous films such as Friends, The Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, Breaking Bad, etc. Now, let's talk about the reason why we choose this video. Because they are from the film that are very famous, so that students are very familiar with them. And moreover, they present the grammar point clearly so that students can recognize easily. And besides, they are easy to watch and understand. And they can motivate students to engage themselves in the lesson. And last but not least, they will present example about how to use the two tenses in the real context and situation. Okay, about the objective. So after the lesson, students will be able to first understand the uses of the present simple tense and the present continuous tense. Second, they can recognize the sign when they should use present simple or present continuous tense. And third, they can differentiate between the two present tenses in real context and situation. Okay, now let's talk about some background information. About the class size, we expect the classes with about 30 students, and they're in grade 10 with the level of B1. And because of the pandemic, so that we will conduct the activity online and in about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so now let's see the steps to conduct the activity. Okay, step number 1. In this step, teacher will show clip 1, 2, and ask student question to lead in the lesson. For example, okay, so after showing the clip, teacher can ask which tense is used in this sentence. Then student will answer the simple present tense. Then and teacher will ask which tense is used in this sentence, and then students continue to answer the present continuous tense. And after that, teacher can say, okay, class, so today we're gonna learn about the present simple tense and the present continuous tense. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. Okay, in step number 2, teacher will present about the uses of the present simple tense and give examples through grid 3 and 4. For example, teacher can say, the present simple tense can be used to describe things that happen regularly, okay, or habit that someone has. For example, okay, so it's the first U. Now let's come to the second. So present simple tense can be used to describe things that are generally or always true. Let's see an example here. Okay, so that's all of the step number 2. Now let's move on to the next one. In step number 3, teacher will present about the uses of present continuous tense and give examples through clip 5, 6, and 7. So the first use of the present continuous tense is to talk about action taking place right now. For example, okay. And besides, the present continuous tense is also used to describe action around the time of speaking, which has begun but is not finished. For example, okay. And this tense is also used to complain about something, and it is used with always. Okay, so that is step number 3. Now, let's move on to step number 4. So, in this step, teacher will show the situation in a clip to distinguish between the two senses. For example, we can say the present simple talk about regular action, while the present continuous talk about temporary action. And then we give an example. Okay, or with the present symbol, we talk about action or situation that's always happen or permanent. But with the present continuous, we mention the action that are happening right now. Okay, so now let's move on to the last step. Okay, so in step number 5, teacher conduct a quiz activity so that student can review the lesson. Teacher show clip and ask student to choose the correct answer after watching the clip. And the next quizzes. Okay, so that's also the end of our presentation today. I hope that this is useful, and thank you so much for listening.